Although later in my presentation I will address specific forms of effective early intervention, I wanted to kind of lay out what entails an effective early intervention. Um, it will address both communication and behavioral issues because a lot of times the lack of communication leads to behavioral issues. They're usually highly structured, specialized programs, and they are specific to the individual. Because a lot of times, as I've listed previously, autism leads way to children having like very specific interests and wants, and they must be tailored to that in order to have an effective intervention. If the child is younger, which they should be for early intervention, it'll be focused on improving verbal communication, and if they're older, on the further end of early, um, it'll be focused on the functional use of language. One quote that I pulled out that I feel like wraps this up pretty well says, appropriate treatment plan that meets the needs of children and family can be established. Treatment may include any combination of traditional speech and language approaches, augmentative and alternative communication, and behavioral interventions. So it should be developmentally suitable, chronologically appropriate, and there should be an emphasis on skill and play. It should incorporate those special interests that I mentioned before that a child might have. Should increase the motivation, successfulness, and time spent on a single task. It should definitely be positive. You shouldn't be scrutinizing the child. Like everything should be building up with positivity. And then if the child has autism, our idea of a correct answer might not always be the exact one that they would give us, but we should be able to expand our concept of what is right and wrong to maybe incorporate their answer. Also, another thing that's really important is that a lot of these learning sessions should be brief because they tend to have short attention spans when regarding to these things. But I think the main points are that highly structured yet brief, focus mostly on positive reinforcement, tailored to their interests, developmentally suitable. It's all just very specifically tailored to that child. So now I will get into like specific interventions.